And so that makes it easier. So we have a group of MD PhDs, and we have engineering, people from engineering in our group, as well as basic scientists drawn from physical chemistry, quantum chemistry, electrochemistry, many photochemistry, many areas. And therefore, the synergy between these various groups is what will advance science. And the future, mankind is going to depend on how we leverage the technology in the most meaningful way. Because technology can be easily hijacked and run amok, and it's happened all the time. So it's very important to make sure. There are a number of burning issues that face India and China. I was born in India, and I've been thrust into a position that I need to know China more. So I see striking similarities and contrasts between the two nations. I think, given the right atmosphere here, and eminent scholars like the Vice Chancellor and several other institutions, I think India will forge ahead. It may have a lag phase, but eventually I think it will pick up momentum. And I want to thank you very much for praising me so much. But what we have done, as you said, is very small. Ours is a cooperative effect. It's not simply one person alone. So with this, I would like to
yes.
Let's see.
Okay.
Memory, smell, imaging, and the last one is in bio-nanorobotics. In the energy platform, we are looking at a green biosolar cell. I will not be talking about it today. It's a quantum dot biosolar cell. Solar has run into many problems, and India's entry into the solar is very logical, but there is a material challenge issue that is facing India. That's the subject of an Indo-US workshop in Thrissur. Part of the solar research is centered in Northeastern University, and there's a group working on implantable, subcutaneously implantable biofuel cells. They are enzymatically driven. That's at MIT. Harvard, MIT, Northeastern, Boston University, Tufts, all of us cooperate, and we have strong interlinks between us in terms of grants, joint programs. We also cooperate with Columbia. So MIT, Harvard, Columbia are three, form a triangle there on the northeastern corridor of the United States. Second group is the sensors, and this is what I'm going to talk today. Third group is probably one of the few groups in the world at this moment. It's in the literature, has been cited hundreds of millions of times. Right now, we are divided the work into two. NEC is looking at the protein compact disc, for which we are known. We are developing very thin film memory for iPads, not necessarily iPads, also for tablets, based on proteins. There is another controversial, very innovative, cutting-edge group on smell, that is with Bose electronics, turning the Bose from audio into smell transmission eventually down the road. There is going to be a day not far from now when smell can be digitally transmitted, but that's still far away. It's just a science fiction at this point. We are working towards it. Then we are also confronting the NMR, MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, by means of fluorescence tomography. You can look at soft tissues. And the last group is in bio-nanorobotics, implanting biosensors in robotics to make it more human-like and more efficient. That's with the Microsoft. Several years ago, Bill Gates had an article on robotics in Scientific American. That's how it grew. And our dialogues with him led to some funding jointly with the Carnegie Mellon. So there's a number of institutions are involved. Our network of collaborations in Europe, Japan, China, and India, and Singapore is quite large. We look upon collaborations as a strength, something that was not particularly appreciated in India some years ago, but it's becoming more and more common here. Science is not only interdisciplinary. Every major company, take for example, Airbus Industries in France, is outsourcing to Hindustan Aircraft. So there's not going to be a single company or institution involved in a scientific discovery. It's going to be a collective phenomenon. So this is how we are architecture. We are coming under the umbrella shortly at the Rothschild Foundation called the Rothschild Institute at Children's Hospital at the Harvard Med School. There are several teaching hospitals. All of them are affiliated. Children's Hospital, Brigham and Women's, Massachusetts General Hospital, Beth Israel Deaconess, Jocelyn Diabetes Clinic, and Dana-Farber, which is known for cancer research. We are trying to lure Harold Craighead from Cornell, who is not yet with us at this point. The group is headed by an MD, being in a hospital. My significant other is heading it, and we are supported by many laboratories. There is a laboratory on protein structure and dynamics, protein engineering, protein-based device fabrication, which require very specialized techniques to create protein-based devices. Then there is a carbon nanotube graphene, which is in collaboration with Professor Choi in Miami. Then there is a material characterization, that is at the Harvard School of Engineering and Applied Sciences. There is solar cell assembly and testing. Clinical chemistry is done at Brigham and Women's Hospital, Children's Hospital, NIH, and the University of California, San Francisco. Then there is a microfluidics in a collaboration with Sandia Laboratories. And there are numerous collaborations. That's how we are architects at this point in time. Our major source of funding is the Rothschild, National Institutes of Health, National Science Foundation, U.S. Department of Energy, U.S. Air Force Office of Scientific Research, and the 7th framework, European framework. So you can see we are leveraging this in as diverse a manner as possible. Today I will be talking about protein-based CNT graphene biosensors to detect the major components of blood. I would like to say that this method is applicable to liver enzymes, blood urea nitrogen, creatinine, and several other things, components. This is headed by an MD, and she was at the Newton Wellesley and also affiliated with the Brigham and Women's Hospital. Her name is Dr. Soumya Vishwanathan. Now, no matter whether you look at the health scenario, in India, the United States, and the world as a whole, India is a very good case of that. India had been described, unfortunately, as a diabetes capital of the world. It's the second deadliest disease. The type 1 insulin deficient, type 2 insulin resistant. So we got to monitor two things there. Glucose, which I think Professor Malhotra has done a great job in developing the glucose sensors for the Indian market. I cannot think of anything more down to the earth practical that will go to save the lives of people. And there are some issues there that I am going to address. And then there is the feeling that forget about glucose in the serum, look at glycohemoglobin. Hemoglobin undergoes glycosylation, that is the HbA1c. That's a better marker for diabetes. Or the cardiovascular heart diseases, one of the deadliest diseases due to the lifestyle changes. We have to monitor cholesterol, high density lipoproteins, low density lipoprotein, and triglycerides as well. All of them are in the serum. Is there a way that we can detect all the four components with a great accuracy? That accuracy that I'm going to emphasize again, I'll tell you why. In a single platform integrated sensor, which was carbon nanotube based, vertically aligned, or with a dope graphene. Graphene, which is an accidental discovery, not a fantastic seminal discovery. Actually, it turns out one night in 2004, at the height of several crises we were facing, one of the senior scientists in a laboratory came to me and said, what if I put all the carbon atoms on a sheet of paper? I said, would that be energetically stable? He came back several hours later and said it is stable. But unfortunately, we did not pursue it. There were many other people who came to the same conclusion. I don't know why Sumio Jima, who discovered the carbon nanotube, did not conceive graphenes. That came out of Andrew Geim and his colleagues at the University of Manchester, Novoselov, Konstantin Novoselov. So graphene has taken possession of this in a demonical manner now. About 6 months ago, we thought graphene is more expensive than gold. We know the gold prices have been going up. No one knew how to produce graphene in large amounts. So taming graphene, although very simple, was not easy. But now we are looking at dope graphene. I tell you why later. It should go automatically. A1C monitoring, as we all know, is a valuable tool in the management of diabetes and cardiovascular diseases. What we need is a point of care device. We have been having glucometers for more than 20 years. This is a point of care device. Continuous glucose monitoring systems in the case of critical care patients, ICUs, and non-invasive glucose monitoring systems have significantly grown. However, there continues to be several challenges related to the achievement of accurate and reliable glucose monitoring. I think it's fair to say the present generation glucometers accuracy, it is debatable. Professor Malhotra may agree or not. It's around 10%, call it 10 to 12%. What does it mean? Many patients who are not diabetic may be diagnosed with diabetic and will be forced to consume metformin, which is side effects, or Januvia, or whatever that be. So, look at the healthcare costs here. Needless stress is one of the major futile exercises in the United States, bloating the cost of Blue Cross and Blue Shield and other insurance companies. If a patient can take charge of the measurement and is educated enough or can be educated, he can do it in the privacy of home. Now, we are